Hey guys, this is Christopher Lewis, and welcome to Dating Intelligence, the podcast where we give relationship advice from dating to marriage and everything else in between. And always with the goal of helping you to continuously be the best you at all times.
So if you're looking for real life, honest, blah, 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 we got you covered. Are you reading?
I always read. And
you totally threw me off.
So even though I know this through and through, hands down, for like the past 2 years, I still read it. Travis, I think we're going to have to start doing like a stock intro for us now because I feel like we're at that level.
It's just too much to plan. Way too much to plan.
It is.
For the love of Jesus.
Well, but then again, I don't get Jamie's always fun reactions when we do the intro and having her mess up all the time, which is even great because nothing's off limits here. All right, guys. Hello. Welcome to another episode. And we're at Sticky Paw Studios. We got Travis, our producer, in the back. Hello, Travis.
Hello, Travis.
Travis, it's been forever since we've had you here.
It's a pleasure to be back.
We've had your clones back there a lot, but we haven't had you in a while, so we're very special today.
Aquí estoy para tú, mi amigas.
Oh, that's hot. I tried to give him a lap dance, but he got up really
You mistimed it.
You mistimed it. How you mistime a lap dance? I would be sitting there forever. All right, Jamie, how are you today, girl?
Amazing, and you?
Good. I hear we got no bra on today. I'm going to share that with everyone in here today.
I forgot my bra. Sometimes it's my panties. Today it's my bra. I rushed out of the house and I'm like, shit.
Jamie picked me up from the airport today, guys, and she's like, I'm feeling a little frazzled today. I go, why? She goes, I don't know. I didn't sleep very well last night and I didn't make my bed. I go, I'm so with you on that. Because when I don't make my bed, my day is off. So
I said, do you mind if we go home after we tape this episode so I can make my bed? And he looks at me like, yeah, we can. And I totally get it.
Yeah,
so
because
like,
I'm going to be helping you make the bed probably. I'm not letting you go out like that today, girl. We got this down today.
It's going to be a good day.
All right, guys, we were going to bring our guest down now because she's just too freaking cute over there, looking sassy and all that. All right, so let's get this going. So our guest today is a singer and songwriter who spends most of her time in between Nashville and Arizona, kicking up her heels and causing a stir with her amazing country vibes from state to state. With her sexy good looks and sultry voice, this girl really knows how to grab almost anyone's attention. Please welcome Kassi Jayde Hansen to the show.
Hi.
Hey, Kassi.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Can you say that hi again?
Hi.
It's kind of hot. I like that. How are you? Good?
I'm doing really good, and I can also relate to Jamie here today because same. I'm like, this shirt doesn't fit the right bra. You kind of sometimes have to just free boob it.
All
Well,
right.
she said that she's wearing petals on her boobs,
Yes,
but I
petals.
can still see her nips. And I was like, you have amazing nipples.
I was like, I have to get the stronger armor ones.
And she goes, when I go, you have amazing nipples, she goes, I know.
Thank you. I know. I love them.
I love a woman who can appreciate her body.
We all have our own parts and pieces we
appreciate, right?
appreciate.
Love,
I could say
yeah.
that's one of mine.
Yeah, I love that. I love that a lot. All right, Kassi, so you have come to Vegas to come see us because I know you have stuff
Yeah.
going on, and thank you so much for being here because I know we've talked for a few months and trying to get this timing down, so we're really happy to have you on the show.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. And I've been wanting to meet Jamie for a long time because we shoot with the same photographer. And every time I shoot with him, he's like, you know who you're a lot alike? This girl I shoot, Jamie. And so I look her up and he's like, you guys are so much alike.
He told me the same thing about
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I got to meet her. I'm like, I think we'll be best friends. He's like, I think you will be too. So I was like, okay.
That's why we got these
love
great
it.
hugs
Yeah.
when we walked in today. From
Yes.
We're like, "Hi,"
And
like it's
she's like,
family.
go me-
she's tall and
Yes.
beautiful. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, guys, I think you're gonna have to watch the YouTube version because Cassie's amazingly beautiful and she's like 6 foot tall. And she walked she stood up, she had heels. I was like,
Yeah,
like
and she sings.
oh yes, this is very true.
Guys.
Yeah, amazing voice, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's jump into that. We're gonna get into you, but let's talk about your music first. And
Yeah.
then we're gonna go backwards with you from
Sure.
how you got in all this. But I know that you have something out right now that
Yes.
just released on.
I just released a song called American Revolution, and it's on all platforms, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, you name it.
Great.
It was endorsed by a vodka company called American Revolution Vodka.
Okay.
And I wrote the song literally as a freestyle on my phone, kind of when we pulled out of Afghanistan, left all our military weapons there. And that literally inspired this freestyle song. I picked up my guitar and I just kind of like freestyled this thing.
How long did it take you?
That was one that came out
Like
just
instantly.
it flew.
See, I want that talent.
It was a flow.
No.
It's such a great talent.
But
I think you can exercise it, by the way.
Okay. Well, I'm sure it is.
Wait,
because,
are you talking about writing or?
Freestyling. Like say you just play an instrumental and you need to like speak what comes to your mind,
Okay.
and not just sing what comes to your mind. Kind of like how you're a doodler, Jamie. You always have to like either be writing words or something.
Yeah.
That's what I do with singing. I channel it.
But
like,
you must be recording this, right? Because
Right.
I was gonna say, how do you remember the words?
that's how I write my songs.
Okay.
I'll be feeling, I'll have a heightened emotion or something like that. I'll be feeling some type of way. I'll pick up my guitar, hit record on my voice memo, and then I write around what my subconscious wrote.
Okay.
You know?
Nice.
I love that.
I feel like
Yeah.
she's feeling a song right now. This
So
morning.
I'll journal when I have like heightened emotion because I love to like get it out and then go back. But God, I wish I could sing.
Do you go back and reread your journal entries?
Only if it's like relevant to like I'm wondering.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder
Okay.
how, because that's how I learn.
Yeah.
You mean
So,
like
I'll-
wondering later on, or like she means
Like
you're
the-
talking right
yeah.
afterwards?
So like
or-
the
Anytime, really.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
space I'm in now, I'm like still healing, from my breakup and stuff. So I'll go back and be like, oh, okay, that's
Okay.
so
Yeah.
they're good little reminders.
Me and my best friend do the same thing. We also want to have a journal burning party because there's some really embarrassing shit in there, okay? Like we'll go back and
love
reread,
that.
like remember, like, okay, the guy we were dating like 2 years ago, like, let's go back to this journal. Like flip,
Yeah.
flip, flip, like, remember? Oh my God, I can't believe we said that. Like we'll compare notes and
So
stuff.
do you guys? So I don't journal, but do you guys save your journals? I mean, where,
Yeah.
where do you
I
stack
do.
yours? Like in a
I
box
have
or something?
a ton.
or-
Honestly, I have journals
Yeah.
from when I was 18.
Oh, wow.
So I feel like either you're a writer
Okay.
or you're not,
All right.
right?
Yeah.
I think so, but I also believe I don't always go back and reread my journal entries. Sometimes I'm like, okay, that was a dark time, let's burn it.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But how do
I
you
agree.
find that time though? If you don't read them, how do you know exactly where to find it then? Because if you have all these journals like that, I guess what I'm getting at is like, I'm sure you catalog them in a way that
Yeah,
you know.
you know which year it's
They're,
in.
yeah, they're
Like
chronological.
This catalog's called Shithead Version catalog. This one's called Good Times
Like,
catalog.
ooh, year 20 through 23, not good. Toss it.
Yeah, we're not going back there. Or like I'll think, oh, I don't think that like that heartbreak was that bad. Like
Got
I
it.
got over that like that. And then
Okay.
my aunt will be like, no. And then I'm like, I'm gonna look in my journal
Okay.
and see like what the feels were. And then I'm like, oh, okay, you were right, but I've already moved on past that, and I don't really remember.
Or you can compare patterns in people, and you're like, oh,
Oh, like,
Yeah.
the same, but different.
She's like this. She's like, that got reference number 54 on my
Right?
journal. You're out. You're so out. That's
Yeah.
so great.
And
God,
now I've started putting pictures in my journal.
Oh,
so
that's
it's more
smart.
like a scrapbook.
God, you guys like
Yes.
professional journalers, man. That's pretty
a thing.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love
All right.
it.
So with this sorry, the name
Yeah,
of the song
sorry.
one more time.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, we're
American
gonna, 'cause
Revolution.
I want to know, like,
Leave it to me.
so, like, I want to know how you got to the vodka. Like, how did that happen and all
So
that?
the vodka company, it actually happened during COVID. So I was a full-time gigger performer, and I started doing these like Airbnb street parties because, as you know, all bars were closed. So people would like get their chairs on their patio. We'd find a neighborhood and invite people.
Nice.
And I would like pull up in someone's driveway, set up speakers, and I would do a block
love
block
that.
party,
That's
neighborhood
amazing.
parties.
Uh-huh.
And so the vodka guys they're out of San Diego and California. They have another brand called Uncle Ed's Damn Good, which is like a Kettle One.
Okay.
No sugar, but they're very environmentally friendly. And they saw what I was doing and they're like, wow, what a great way to break into the Arizona market. And so I sing at all these bars. Once we reopened, I brought the vodka into the market, and I'm also from Montana. It's also in Montana. So it was just a
amazing.
lot of synergies going on.
Okay.
Even though I don't drink, a lot of my fans do.
Okay.
And it's a very clean, pure vodka. I've had all my girlfriends test it. I'm like, please tell me how bad your hangover is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, or else I can't promote it. And they're like, seriously, promote that stuff because
Okay.
it's so good.
Nice.
So I should have brought.
Nice.
You guys drink vodka?
I'll take vodka, whatever.
Drinks whatever you give him.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm
next time I got you.
She's not much of a drinker.
I don't
though.
drink.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
So-
Why don't you
Recover-
drink?
Okay, so I don't know. I think I'm allergic. I literally can have one sip and be like, oh,
Yeah.
my stomach. I don't feel good. Cancel all plans. Go to bed.
Ah,
Yeah.
interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, does it take you out quickly? I mean,
Yes.
when,
No.
when you were doing it at the
it's
time.
such a bummer because
Was
I'll
it after like your 50th drink at this
No,
point in time?
no.
I'm playing.
First of all, I could never drink more than 3. Like even when I was like training, like 21 years old, you know. But no, I'll have one sip and I'll just be like, I'll get the buzz and I'll be like, oh, this is so fun, and then I'll be like, oh, this isn't fun anymore. I'm starting
Right.
not to feel good, and then I'll get hungover. Like it all happens within 3 hours. Like the buzz, the hangover, but it's just not fun.
Okay.
So interesting.
Yeah, and I'm glad
So
you
you're
picked that
probably
up.
just like high on life all the time. I bet you're like the life of the party with your friends, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
I'm the entertainer.
Okay.
I can't say that. It's really weird. I'm an extrovert, but I'm also an introvert. So
I'm the same.
when I'm on, I'm on, but when I'm off, I'm not on. That's for sure.
I feel like she's a Leo as well. What is your sign?
I'm a Gemini.
Okay, man. I figured because
Gemini and Leos get along really well,
because
though.
you have the same energy as we both have. I feel like, right? Yeah, because I'm extroverted, but a little bit of introvert as
Yeah.
well. But I love being in front of people and shining all day
Yeah.
long.
Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
like we all do. So that's why you give off that vibe a little bit, though. Okay.
I can vibe it up a bit.
All right. Well, Travis, can we play a little bit of our new song?
Yeah,
And by the
let's
way,
hear
guys,
this.
we are coming off the 4th of July weekend as a reference point. So this
Yes.
song just came out. You said the day before when I spoke to you on
Yes,
the phone,
it
right?
did. It came out the day before American Revolution. It's a very
Okay.
patriotic song. It kind of just tells my story too.
All
I'm
right.
from Montana, Arizona, and that's like the first words of the song.
Okay, well, let's just take a little listen to this one. It is kind of like a boxing intro.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You'd be like walking out with your fighting gloves.
I feel like it's a wrestling info, like
Yeah.
a wrestler coming out to you. You know?
Ooh, I got
Amazing.
chills.
Thank you.
Yeah. that
So
sounds
I'm putting this
amazing.
on my story.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yes.
Very powerful voice.
Thank you.
Have you always been a singer?
I've always been a singer. I recently learned how to play guitar on YouTube University. Like,
How long did that take?
so, you know what? So I started singing in Arizona at Mastro's, like Ocean Club restaurants, and that was like a 7 days a week kind of
Okay.
thing. And then I ended up like I was getting really stressed out singing for so long because our shifts were longer than 6 hours, and if you're singing longer than that, covers like. Long story long, I ended up going to the dentist, and he took an X-ray of my mouth. He's like, "You have a tumor in your mouth." He's like, "We
Whoa.
need to figure out if it's been like what's going on." So they took a sample. It was benign, but he hit a nerve.
Okay.
And from the left side of my face, from the nose down, went numb. So I had it with dictation and speaking and everything. I kind of had to relearn how to speak because this side I couldn't feel it.
Wow.
So I decided to pick up the guitar at that point and start learning. I left the Mastro's industry. It was just too demanding. I couldn't switch keys, and I couldn't find my own voice because we were singing to tracks, like the actual recording karaoke tracks. You couldn't bring it up the keys. You couldn't shift the keys around. So that was difficult. So I literally went to YouTube University, and I didn't do music theory. I found songs I wanted to play. So I'm like, how do I play, Free Fall and Tom Petty or something like that? It's like a 3-chord song. So I saw what they were doing, and I was a very visual person. So I learned the songs before I learned music, and that's how I
pretty
learned
cool.
the keys.
That's really
Wow.
cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
and that's how I recommend everyone
You
do
have
it.
that means you have a great ear.
I
for
do.
music,
I
which is
have I
amazing.
have an ear, and I think that's what makes people. Everyone's like, "Oh, I can't sing." I go, "Why don't you think you can sing? You could talk great." They're like, "Oh, I go, you might not have an ear,
Yeah,
but
I'm
you can
tone
sing."
deaf.
Okay.
Yes, but if you could hear yourself, I guarantee we could get you to sing good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I can hear myself and it's awful.
Oh,
And my kids
okay.
are always like, "Stop." And I'm like, I can't help it.
It's such a good feeling to sing, though, right? It's
Yeah,
just such
it
a
is.
nice
I
like
love
it.
release.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
In the shower, in the car,
Oh yeah,
all the
I'm all
time.
day. You do. So you do.
I
like,
sing
for
all the
yourself.
time.
Everybody
It
does
doesn't sound
that.
good, but I do it.
But it's for you though, and I feel like that's okay,
Yeah.
right?
Just like journaling, right?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. All the
Just
time.
no one reads it and no one can listen to it. No one
You can't burn your voice though. Burn that thing. Burn it. Okay, so you started singing at what age? And anyone in the family as well? Or
No, it's just me.
Okay. Are
My
you-
my grandpa was musical.
Siblings?
Artist. I have an older brother,
Okay.
a year older. He's in Montana. He didn't like the city life, so he's like, "I'm going back to Montana. Not for me."
Got it. But picking up singing though, you said
I
no
just
one-
always knew I wanted to be a singer. Like as soon as I could talk, I was like, "Mommy, I want to be a famous singer." Like I even said the word famous. Like, why do you want to be like? What does that mean, little kid? Like,
Yeah.
but I always knew. And I actually did radio. I went to ASU, got into broadcast radio, was on Kiss FM for a few years,
that's
then went to
great.
was a co-host, but I did morning radio, like 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then
Yeah, she has the voice of
That
that
means
too.
that she is like up at 3:30 a.m.
yeah.
Man.
Shoot me dead.
Well, you for sure, yeah.
And then I transferred to the nightlife of not going to bed until 3:30. So I had to leave morning radio. It's just
Okay.
like my body. You start aging very quickly when you don't get enough sleep. I'll
Sleep.
tell you that. And you
Right.
get sick. So
It's not good for you.
It's
I
not.
always say like
It's not.
sleep is like key, like hydration and sleep.
hydration too. I agree
Right.
with that.
Well, this one, I mean, as much as you travel and everything as well, I know that you have to come up with your own regimen in order to keep up with everything. Because if you just, like you said, if you're going, it's going to catch up somehow, some way.
Absolutely.
I
So-
will tell my clients because they're like, oh, we need to have you here at 8. And I'm like, oh, no, you're New York time. So I need like a day or two. Like
Yeah.
I'll come in at like 10 or 11, but I'm not getting up that early
Okay.
because my sleep's so important to me. So that's one thing that I try not to compromise.
Especially if you know that you're not getting to bed till later. So
Right.
you're like, this mathematically equation is not going to work out.
And sometimes we can't fall asleep. Like,
Right.
so if I'm going back east, like I know you guys are 3 hours ahead, but I'm not going to fall asleep until
Right.
like 2 a.m.
It took me 2 weeks to get back to, the Pacific Coast
Yeah.
time.
Okay,
It
okay.
took from Nashville.
Are you in Nashville now?
I'm not. I'll go back in September and October.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm
Did
in
you get-
Arizona
Okay.
Oh, nice.
for that steamy hot sun. Well, it's not too steamy. It's pretty dry.
Yeah.
It's more steamy in Nashville.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And then, so do you have did you get a place in Nashville?
So I'm looking for places right now. I
Okay.
made friends with like a good Airbnb host. She doesn't charge me the extra fees and stuff, and so she lets me rent it out months at a
Oh,
time.
that's great.
So that's what I'm doing now because just the whole hassle of, do I buy another car? Do I get a like
Right.
just figuring the
All
whole
the things.
separate life? Do I have an alias over there? Do I have a different boyfriend over there? No, I'm just kidding.
She's living
Now
two
she
different
sounded
lives,
like me.
people. Yeah, right?
I got bros in different area
You
codes.
guys are familiar. You guys are familiar. Yeah.
I call it a stable. Like I have my ponies in the stable, and it depends like your vibe. Like today I need the smart pony, so
Yeah.
we're gonna pull him out of the
Yes.
stable,
The
ride
funny
him,
pony.
and then you put him back in. And then you're like, hey, the vibe's like a stallion, so you pull out your stallion,
I like it.
give it a ride, and put him back in.
Man,
I'm
if I was
back into
single
this.
guys right now, I tell you, I'm loving the way these girls are talking right now.
We're having a rodeo.
All right, so we're going to continue on this, by the way, because this is all leading up to this thing before we get into it. So our episode topic for the day is called Living Single. Being in a relationship isn't for everyone. There are many reasons why people choose to be single versus those who are. Today, we are going to get into just how good is the single life really. That's what we're going to talk
Wow.
about. So we're going to talk about your life and your pony-driven stables and things like that.
Yeah.
I think the stable's retired.
So you're single, right?
I've been single for 6 years.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
So this is why we're doing this topic. We had a little
Look how
pre-interview today.
excited
I know.
he
I'm like, I want to know all about this. So
I know.
Okay, so let's talk about the reasons why. First of all, how's single life for you? I mean, you must be I know in your music and all these things, you have so much going on. So I get why you're single for that aspect of it.
I
But
think it's because the job I have. So I'm on stage and, I play a lot of cool places and I get that feeling of being wanted, feeling loved, feeling desired and appreciated. And so I go home afterwards and I'm like fulfilled.
right.
And I like my own space.
I do too.
I like my own bed. I like to trash my bathroom with all my makeup. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I think I'm just so comfortable being alone, and that has left me in a situation where I'm not even comfortable dating, or
Right.
not necessarily comfortable dating. I don't pursue it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if someone
It's
asks,
weird or awkward, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, what do I do next?
Right.
Like, do I? Yeah. So I just avoid it.
I'm like an online dater. I'll have these I say fake. I have these fake online relationships, and we'll never even meet.
okay, but
I
that's
feel
fulfilling
like-
sometimes as well.
And then do you get bored though? Like after me texting for like a few weeks with someone, I'm like, I'm over it.
You know what's my problem? I'll keep myself interested by going to their Instagram and seeing what girls they follow and what photos they like. I'm like, oh, we're over. It's through.
God,
I'm done.
My friend just messaged me the other day about that. She was like, hey, I noticed that you liked, he's a professional, I'm not going to even say the sport, but
Yeah.
I noticed that you liked his photo. Do you know him? And I said, no, but he slid in my DM, so I checked out his
Yeah.
thing. She
Yeah.
goes, well, I've been seeing him for 2 months. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah. So I said, anytime
Wow.
he messages me,
Yeah.
I'm not going to respond and I'll just send it to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
So I was like, it's odd because he's not really following me, but he creeps
Okay.
my page
Yeah,
all the time. So she's
totally.
like, fuck this guy.
Yes, there's
So
so
it's-
many of those guys,
Yeah.
and they're so easy to read. And then I'll call them out and they're like, they get so annoyed when you call them out. And I'm like, I'm just saying, I'm not even gonna entertain this idea because I can read you so well.
right?
Wait,
right.
why is that okay, so, and then let's break it down because I have another girlfriend that's the same thing. Remember we had Nicole Arbor on and
Yes.
she was like, if he's following a bunch of hot chicks, I'm out.
Yeah.
Because she's like, it's a really bad look.
It is a bad look because, okay, the people I follow are people that I admire, people I respect, people that I want to meet potentially. And like, it's not a bunch of like dudes or like athletes or like even musicians. Like if it's straight men,
Is it a red flag?
red freaking flag.
What do you think, Chris? He thinks no.
I'm not. Wasn't going to say no. Don't speak for me. You were almost close, but I'm not going to say no today.
Let's see.
I'm listening to both of you because this is like news. Because I'm not really good on social media, and I'm thinking, going, do I do that? And I go, no. I'm thinking of my own person. I go, I have a plethora of just different types of people on there who are my friends or things like that.
I will say though, different types of people are like for you. You can make exceptions if you know the person and you're like, okay, like you have a lot of girlfriends and
I have a ton of girlfriends.
Yeah, and you can just tell that there's more. Maybe it's a trust issue thing. Maybe it just depends on.
I don't think it's a trust thing.
Is it?
No,
Is it not?
it's a vibe.
Okay.
So you know what you bring to the table, and you're looking for someone to match your vibe.
Right.
Preach.
That's what it is.
Yep. Mic drop. Boom.
I don't know what just happened there. I don't know my head for a minute there after a lot of girlfriend thing. I just lost you
Because
guys.
she's not doing that. So I only follow people that I genuinely know.
Right.
Well, so I'm not following like a bunch of like hot guys.
Yes.
Right, and that's
or
what
trying to get to know them.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm saying
Slide
on
in
my
their
personal
DMs.
page.
Right,
That's what I
that's
do on
weird.
mine because I was thinking about going. I don't think I do anything like that, and then I don't. So everyone that I follow is people that I know,
You know.
or someone that I've met out who are now because we're collaborating in some sense of that. But everything else on our business podcast, our page for us is all about the influencers and things like that who are potential guests and things like that.
Which is totally fine.
Yeah.
By the way.
Okay, good. I'm in a good space.
Yeah.
Okay.
If the guy,
Travis, what about you? Do you follow a bunch of hot chicks?
I do. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
But I like to
Get outta here.
I like to subscribe to the idea that like I'm supporting my friends. A lot of my friends are hot, which is
Oh,
cool.
no, I'm saying like girls you don't know, but they're just hot chicks.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, it's kind of annoying because when I'm on my Instagram, I don't want to see a bunch of hot chicks. I'm trying to get information or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, so no, I don't. But yes, I do at the same time. Same
Yeah.
thing like Chris. You have a lot of girlfriends and
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that are
Right.
hot.
which is fine.
Yeah.
Right. And I have
totally
to say
different.
off of what Travis just said too, it is kind of annoying when it pulls up on your feed where you just like people you don't know are showing up. And that's why I'm glad
Yes.
I don't do that
Yes.
because I'm like, I don't have time to even read my friend's stuff
I
on there,
know.
let alone who are these people and scrolling up. So I'm in a good space once again.
Some of
Totally.
my
Thanks,
friends will
Travis.
tell me, like some of my married friends, they're like, Jamie, I had to unfollow you because I'm sitting on the couch and I pull up Instagram and this lingerie photo comes up and my wife sees it and is like, who the hell is that? And
Right.
why are you following her?
I've had the same thing too.
Okay.
Like
And
anytime I post bikini photos,
Yeah.
like
It's kind of annoying because you want your friends to have your back. And I'm like, dude, if your wife met me, she would love me.
Yeah, well, that's the
Totally.
thing too. They got to be a little more
So
open in
then
that
I'm
case.
just like, like part of me doesn't even want to be friends with them because I'm
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
you should have my back
Yeah,
and be
that's
like, dude,
true.
she's a cool chick. Don't hide me and unfollow me, but then be cool to me when you see me.
right.
See, this is what my
annoying.
girlfriend does for me because when I get on our dating intelligence feed, on our social page, it's just all girls on there
Yeah.
and guys and they're on their bikinis and sometimes I'm sitting like in an open space like at the
Yeah,
airport.
and
I'm
they
like,
can see.
I'm like
Yeah.
Oh,
hiding,
shit.
going. I hope they don't think that I'm like this. And I think that
You
way. I go,
perv.
that's what I'm thinking. I go, I hope these people don't look as bikini. I'm like, and so I'm putting heart really
Yep.
fast and scrolling
And you're,
really
like,
fast.
trying to get
I'm
through
so
it.
well, I'm like, why am I so nervous? I go, because they're gonna think I'm a fucking pervert.
Yeah.
That's why. And you giggle. And I'm really not, people. I'm a good guy.
Yeah.
Trust me.
No, I don't get the perv vibe from you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a thing. I didn't know that was a thing, but that's a thing.
Oh, yeah.
So this is how you vicariously live through people. Then you have these like, I don't want to say like, well, it's a good thing. You have these little fake boyfriends and things like that keep you going.
How do you find them though?
Every
Raya?
person no, I'm not on any dating websites or anything
Okay.
like that. It's all like Instagram DMs, which I think is why I'm so sensitive to looking at guys is who they follow because they slide in my DMs. So I'm like, if you're
Yeah.
sliding in my DMs and all of a sudden you're following 20 new hot chicks, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Right. Good point.
I can read the equation. They're like, oh, you don't trust me. I'm like, I don't even know you, but you're right.
Or what about when they're like, oh, I missed you? And I'm thinking, you haven't even met me. Like, how do you miss me?
Right.
Like, do you miss talking to
Yeah,
me?
I think it's like miss the interaction with
Yeah.
you. Some sort
Okay.
of.
Look at you women. Look at this.
I'm like, because I
this
can
is
miss
good
somebody
stuff.
I've never met.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
true.
But you miss like the conversation.
the
Or
closeness.
that
I get that.
connection.
That you think you're building until you go to their Instagram and then you're like, oh shit, never mind. Never
Have
mind.
you
They're doing the
ever
celebrity.
been like really into somebody and then you get in front of them and then you're just like, eh.
like never meeting them before?
Yeah, so
I haven't done that yet.
You build this like crazy, amazing connection, and you're like,
Wow.
oh my God,
I'm
he's so
scared.
cool. And then you get in front of him and you're like, fuck, this is a no-go.
Yeah,
Wow, I haven't done that yet.
Okay.
We've like done the FaceTime things and stuff, but haven't met in person. So I haven't actually like done the stranger to person. I've always
Okay.
like met them somewhere before
Yeah.
or at a show or
Okay.
something. But recently I've been talking to different people that I haven't met. And so that could happen.
Yeah, I'm always
Has that
afraid
happened
of
to
that.
you?
Yes, it has happened
my
to me.
God.
So I talked to someone for like months on end. Like we would
FaceTime?
talk until we didn't FaceTime.
At all?
Well, I know. Usually I'm
Okay.
like a big FaceTimer, especially right off the get. I want to see.
Yeah, but
Yes.
if you
That's who I'm
FaceTime, that
talking
should
to.
also be a cue because I feel like you can get their vibe off of FaceTime.
You guys, I'm
right?
gonna be
you can.
honest. This was like before FaceTime was even a thing. So we were like going back and forth, and for a couple months, and then I met him, and I was like, "There's
Were you
no
faxing each other? Was this through fax?
What? No,
What's
no,
the full
no.
word of a fax?
Facsimile?
Facsimile.
So-
Facsimile.
Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by our partnership with Athletic Greens.
All right, so Jamie, you know I'm a tennis pro, right?
Yep.
So I'm on court up to 10 hours a day, and I don't really get the nutrition and vitamins that I need throughout the day. So I've always been looking for this multivitamin that I've wanted to use, and I can't find anything out there until I discovered AG1 from Athletic Greens. It has 75 vitamins and minerals and probiotic stuff in there that I need to get me energized through the day. It helps me to sleep better. It also helps me recover easier, and it's just quite frankly good for your healthy lifestyle. And if you have a keto diet, gluten-free or dairy-free, it just works. So I'm a fan of this.
And it's 1 scoop in a cup a day.
One scoop
right?
in a cup a day. I put in my water bottle all the time.
Do you like the way it tastes?
I do like the way it tastes. Sometimes add a little bit of apple juice, but I love it.
So now for our audience out there, to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/dateintel. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/dateintel to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Trust me, guys, you're going to love this vitamin pack. It's easy with just 1 scoop a day in your water, and you're good to go.
Love it. Then I meet him in person, and it was just like,
Was it immediate? Like, ugh.
yes.
Oh my
Yep.
God. Isn't
Because
it weird?
a lot of his photos were like probably over edited, which is crazy because this is like 15
He was
years
really
ago,
good.
guys.
Yeah, right?
So, but he was like in that industry. So, and I was just like, and he was,
He knew his angles.
Yeah, it was just, it was bad. But to this day, we're still friends.
Okay.
He's married.
I was
So
gonna
we're
say-
cool because we did build like a
Friendship.
connection and a friendship, but I was not attracted to him in person.
Did you say that right away? You're like, this is
No,
like, oh,
I didn't know how.
yeah.
Right.
I was still like young and
Yeah.
like figuring shit out. I had just gotten divorced, so it was like my first like dive into kind of
Yeah,
dating.
right. I feel like a lot of people are really good at writing and talking because you're not face to face. Like there are a lot of Cyrano de Bergeracs out
gosh.
there doing this stuff,
Yes.
and so
Yeah.
I get that. And then when you meet him in person, that person might not know what to say.
That would be
true.
me.
No?
That would be
Okay.
me. I like shut down and I'm like
Would you?
an embarrassed little girl. Like if I'm really attracted
Okay,
to him,
gotcha.
I get
True.
shy.
No, but
if I'm
saying,
really attracted, I can't even look you in the freaking eye.
Me neither.
I'm like,
Me neither.
sorry for staring at you.
So weird.
so funny. Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. So let's say when you're in person, there's got to be a lot of guys coming up to you and asking you out, or
Yes.
not
Do
asking
you date
per
your
se, but-
fans?
I mean,
Sorry.
I
to
wish
cut
I
you off.
could.
I get so excited.
No, I mean, you're right. Yeah, you're good.
It's so like I love the feeling. I love the affection, or like I
You like the adoration.
I like being
Yes.
adored,
See, I
but I don't
swear
take
she's
it
a-
any further.
I swear she's a Leo.
Yeah.
She's got to be. I want
I
to.
might have like a sun moon rising.
I think
in
so
there.
because
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with you. I love adoration. I'll
Yeah.
eat it up all day long. But once but other than that, if they ask you out or whatever, are you going to be like, or I mean, where are you at with that?
I think if I have a genuine connection, like I'm open to it now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just turned 34. I'm ready for something. I've been single. I've been like chronically single, and I'm
Okay.
aware of it. I'm like, is this a problem? Like, do I have a problem? And it's almost
You don't have any
getting-
cats yet, though, right?
I don't.
Okay, then it's not a problem. You're still good.
But I
No.
do save a lot of street cats that
Okay.
I find. We'll catch them and get them spayed.
That's the gateway. She's starting the gateway.
starting.
I don't think so. I think she knows what she brings to the table and she's not
Yeah.
going to settle.
I think that's what I have. And I know what my job is too. And it takes a special guy to be comfortable with their woman being on stage every
Yeah.
night, being with the adoration and everything, and knowing But I'm such a homebody when it comes to it. And that's another reason why I don't really date is because, like I said, I do my show, I have that feeling, and I come home and I like put on straight to sweats, Netflix and chill.
Okay.
Like I'm in Vegas. I spent most of my time in my hotel room. Like why aren't you like walking around or like doing anything cool with my best friend? I'm like, because I'm alone and there's a bunch of guys that are just going to come up to you and be like, why are you alone? I'm drunk and I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
You're like, oh God.
But also, I'm sure like you're always playing. You're always on stage.
Yeah.
You need a rest. You know, it's your downtime. And then when you have time to like come to a spot and just be, you know, for a minute. So
Yeah.
But you don't have any downtime. You're always like, always excited and on the go.
I know
have
I
to
am,
slow
but
you down.
This is true. She does have to slow
See,
me
there
down.
are
so.
people that can just go. I'm like, I so admire that. Like,
Right.
I wish I
Yeah.
had a little bit more of that in me.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, I am like that when it comes to my personal business and doing work and things like that to build me up. But there's also moments where I need someone like her to go, hey, you're going out with me tonight. We're going here. I'm like, do I have to go out tonight? And when I'm home, it's like,
That's
I
true.
don't like going out. Like you
Yeah.
have to physically pull me out of the house. And I can't tell you if I set plans with someone that day and go, okay, I'm going out. Like I'm going out with Kassi tonight. All of a sudden, like, an hour,
Text.
like there's an hour,
hour
there's
later.
an hour before going. I'm like,
And he gets,
I don't
like-
really want to go out.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
That is
No.
me to a
Cancel.
T.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so me.
And in my
But
vibe,
I think
want to
that's
go.
okay, you guys. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's okay to change our mind and be like, you know what, I'm going to stay in tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like value and appreciate my friends that understand and don't put the guilt on me.
Well,
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not going to name any names, but somebody just fired me as their friend actually because it's the other day.
What?
So I'm just like, so my girlfriend's like, don't worry about it, Chris. It's fine.
You got fired as a
I got
friend?
fired as a friend. It's a new friend. It's a new friend. And I'm like, and he's like, you know what? We just moved to LA. You're not, we met. I thought we had a bromance and I really liked the guy. And I go,
Yeah.
but life takes over and things are busy. And I go, I'm so sorry. I suspended from coffee like this past Monday. And he texted me back and I go, I'm so sorry. I can't go. And he's like, you know what? We're not going to be friends anymore. I don't have time for this. So, and I was like, sorry. So I got fired as a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So honestly, that's why I have a small circle because I would get fired as a friend as well, like too many times, and I don't want that reputation.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Why? I don't know. I don't know why I feel
This
bad.
is
because-
like my defensive
Yeah,
side
I
coming
know.
out. Like I want to
Yeah.
beat his ass.
Yeah, and
Don't
that's
talk
what
to
Jamie
my
said
friend
too.
like
My
that.
girlfriend said the same thing. She's like, "Oh," she goes, "Fuck him, you don't." And I was like, "But I really like the guy." I go, "It's just if it was a different time though, it would be great. But I just don't
Yeah.
have space right now.
Right.
I barely see my friends as it is. Like I
Yeah.
spend no time with my friends, so I'm kind of like.
But the
you.
problem is we get excited because we want to, and we're like, yeah,
Yes.
I'm there. Let's do it.
That's it. It's
And then
all good. Like
then we're
that.
like, I don't have the energy. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Guys, we have problems. We have issues. All of us, issues. So, all right. So, going along the lines of all this now, I'm going to read some guidelines on why people might be single. So, Kassi jumped on a bunch of stuff, and Jamie, you really said some of this as well in the past. So, why people might be single? There are people who had suffered one heartbreak too many. People had become disillusioned with the dating scene, and sometimes some people are just former self-proclaimed hopeless romantics who just don't want to deal with it anymore. There's people who say that they are aromantic or asexual, and that's a thing, as we know. Choosing social lives and friends over relationships. I know that's a big thing, especially nowadays. I hear there's a lot of millennials and I think they're Gen Zs or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Let's not get into that. But all I'm
Okay.
saying
Yeah.
is the fact that
Travis,
What?
he's not paying attention to our show.
I'm paying attention. What do you want to know? Gen Z
Very-
is a different generation.
is it Gen
What does
X or
that
Gen Z?
mean?
Where are we?
Gen
right
X
now?
is you guys.
Oh, okay. So we're
What does that mean? What are we? Gen X.
That means you were born
We're old?
between you're one generation
Okay.
older than me.
Is there,
Above
is
millennial.
there a Gen double D's? Is that coming around? No, but anyway, so they're saying that their social lives. I know a lot of like these 20s and mid 20s something people. That's all they do is spend time with their friends, and they go out more in groups now. They
Yeah.
do things as group nows, and even if they like someone in that group, that's just more of a fun fact for them. Versus
Do they not have a gender as well?
That's probably
I
true.
love this woman.
I do that. I travel with my girlfriends. I get really excited to like
Okay.
adventure with them because I don't feel like any pressure.
Right.
Yeah.
But
So
totally.
But
it's
guys do that. I mean,
fun.
but we all should do that. I feel like that should be a part of anybody's relationship. If you're married, single, whatever. I
There's
feel like
some
everyone
people
needs.
that won't travel without their guy.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't like separate.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah. I just want to just get a crowbar and pull them apart.
Yeah,
at the
I don't want to
time.
be friends with them.
No, they won't let you be friends with them. They literally they don't have room for you.
This is true.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
it's sad, but
Yeah.
like you say goodbye when they get married. You're like, I love you so much.
Yeah, I have one friend like
Call
that.
me.
They're just so involved in their life. They're never apart. They've been together for 6 years, and I feel like I never see them. And
Okay.
it's just
No, and it's because if they both
Stuffy.
work, they're like, oh well, we work, and then I owe my time to my husband.
Yeah.
Or like, what are you? Is this like a contract?
Yeah.
Right? Thank you.
Yeah.
so I'm out. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Well, it's like one of our guests, she just recently got divorced, one of the guests we had. And she was like, it's kind of liberating now that we're apart because we have the kids and we can separate them and go back and forth. And I actually have time to myself
That's
now.
what I've heard.
Yeah. So people can kind of spin it that way.
I'm
Unfortunately,
a huge advocate for that because I say it makes you a better parent,
Right.
like a better partner, a better person. So I mean,
Okay.
I'm not advocating for
I was going to say, let's put a little disclaimer on that. She's not advocating divorce.
Divorce,
She's just saying that before you get divorced, you should probably just spend time by
Discuss
yourself
it.
and split the kids
For
up here and there.
sure.
So do you feel like you spend time with your friends in all this situation?
So, like I said, I'm like not a great friend.
Okay.
I'm a great friend, but I don't have many friends.
Right.
Like in the sense where I keep my circle really small because I know I won't be able to be I want to be the best.
You don't want
at
to get
everything.
fired, like we
yeah,
just
I don't want to
talked
get
about.
that. I don't want to get
Man,
the fired.
It hurts.
It
Kassi,
does.
It hurts
It does.
bad.
And I know that because
Yeah.
I do the same thing.
Okay.
Like I have the intentions of wanting to be there and like, oh, that sounds so fun. And then like the work week comes and you have all these whatever shows and then
Yeah.
you're like, oh man, I'm just not going to make it to your baby shower. I'm sorry. Or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're just in a different place. And it's like, not because you don't want to, but so I have, I'd say 3 people that I talk to regularly.
Okay.
And then the rest is just like strangers.
But those 3 understand who you are and they
Yes.
get you, just like your friends, like you always say. I mean,
I have
it's
my
like,
2.
right?
Yeah,
Or it's just
exactly.
like once again going back to any guys that you both date because you're both running around the world gallivanting and really busy. It's that thing where guys have to really be able to handle your strength and what you're doing without ever feeling like they're getting their ass hurt. Like I'm feeling like my butt's hurt today because you're not spending time with me. So
I think she needs someone that's going to actively, consistently pursue her.
yeah.
And then
Right.
I'm like, nailed it.
They'll get her attention because guys get lazy now. So they don't want to
so
invest the
lazy.
work. So you're going to have to like kind of
step it up,
yeah.
guys. Mm-hmm.
And also because songs get written when I'm alone.
Okay.
And that's what I do. I'm a songwriter. So I have my very few friends. And then I have to spend the time alone to have the amplified emotions and get them out and recharge and then go.
But you also need the drama, Kassi.
I do. Or else it gets boring and I have nothing to write about.
Right.
So you have to
better not write about fucking street cats. I can tell you that right about now, girl. No, I'm kidding with you because you better get some more shit in
Right?
your life.
Yeah.
So next song, I feel like street cats.
Smell a cat, smell a cat.
I mean, she's been single for 6 years and
Yes.
she's writing like cool shit.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah,
So-
you have a lot going on in your life. So
I'm excited for my next song to come out. It's a heartbreak song, and I wrote it about one of my heartbreaks and my best friend's heartbreak. It was like a combination of us having conversations and being able to relate to each other. And I
Okay.
literally took like parts of her story and parts of my story. And like when we heard the finish, we were both just like bawling.
Oh,
It's so cool.
Yeah.
I admire the fact that not only do you sing and have an amazing voice, but that you write your own music because a lot of artists, they don't write their own music.
yeah.
Yeah, it's, for me, like journaling, it's an outlet. I feel so deeply, like for example, like when the COVID stuff was happening, I think we all experienced depression or just emotional changes. But I experienced it to the point where I was so low that I was like, okay, maybe I need to get on antidepressants or something. So I went to my doctor. They're like, well, let's have you try some antidepressants, blah, blah, blah. So I started off with a very small dose and they're like, you won't be able to, they won't even kick in for 2 weeks. So you won't, I could tell right away. It made me just straight line, like just just like straight. And I was like, and like, I'm not knocking it because if you need it, you need it.
Right.
But for me, that was the moment I realized, oh my God, this is a gift. Like I feel so much and probably more than others, or not more than others, but you know how we all have our little,
Yes.
Yeah.
Your feels are very intense.
yeah, they're intense. So I have to channel them and not react, have to work on responding and all that, because I do feel deeply. But I realized at that moment what a gift it was, because when I started the antidepressants for a moment,
Yeah.
there was no writing because everything was just regular.
You were numb.
You're like,
almost in a sense.
oh, hi, this is life. Like nothing felt like.
What were you taking, if you don't mind me asking?
It was. I'm like, what was it?
Wasn't Prozac? Maybe?
No,
Okay.
it wasn't
Oh,
Prozac.
Prozac.
Is there one with a
I
B?
think that's like an intense one. Like
B?
they start with like Zoloft or
Not Zoloft. It was an orange pill.
Okay. Oh.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I cut it in half even. I'm like, gosh, I can't even remember what it was called. If
the
it comes
only
to me.
orange pill I know is Azo.
Oh, is that the urinary tract?
Yeah, it is.
I've had that before.
I was gonna say, isn't
Works
that a
great.
cranberry looking pill?
No, this
Okay.
like your pee's like fucking bright orange. But anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
like,
so-
I'm like, I wasn't even on it long enough to remember the name of it, but I was on it for a week, and they're like, well, you're not even on it long enough to know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I know,
Yeah.
trust me.
Yeah.
Have you tried microdosing?
Like mushrooms?
Yeah.
No, I've actually, I've done mushrooms one time in my life, and I was in high school.
Okay.
From Montana, so very accessible there.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
What did I grow in cow dung or something?
Yeah,
Just like gather a whole bunch of more.
I do. Yep.
And the experience itself was, you know, it was my idea. I did it with a group of girlfriends and my boyfriend at the time, and I had such an intense trip that I realized drugs aren't for me.
Okay.
I was like, drugs aren't for me, but I also I took way too many. I had an out of body experience. This is kind of messed up.
Wow.
I got really sick too. I had an out of body experience. I walked out of the room where I was laying down, and I saw my boyfriend having sex with my best friend in another room.
This wasn't true though.
It was true, but
Oh.
it wasn't actually happening. But when I
Okay.
had that out of body experience and I walked into the other room, I saw it visually, like graphically. And so after the trip was over, I was like, I confronted my best friend. Yep.
Sure enough.
Wow.
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 That's crazy.
And I would have never freaking known. But I saw everything so clearly, like all these different
Ooh.
dimensions going on
Okay,
at
so
once.
This is what they say with like the microdosing. It's because I'm visual, so it's almost like our brain. We create these slopes and we go down the mountain and we have these grooves, and then because we get in our patterns. So what microdosing does is it smooths out the snow so you can create new patterns. So it's really
Wow.
good for like creatives.
I mean, I would be open to trying it again.
Okay.
Because so I'm just I'm like, I don't know if I'm just so pure or whatever. I'm like, I can't drink. It like immediately
I'm the
makes me
same
sick.
way.
Okay, cool.
So anything that's going to alter like my mind and not be like a benefit to me, like
Yes.
physically, mentally, spiritually,
Uh-huh.
I don't want any part of. So
Right.
that's why I don't drink, no drugs, nothing. Because I always want to be like my best foot forward.
Yes.
But microdosing is something that I have like considered just because I feel like I'm more of a creative soul.
Yeah.
So we talked to Dan Blazarian about it. So he's given us a little information. And then just lately, like a few of my other friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
It's
that are
actually
cute, and
coming
I-
back again. It's like
yeah.
a big thing right now.
my best friend just went and actually had a meeting with Mother Ayahuasca.
Okay, yeah. So I have another friend that's like into that.
Yeah, and I think it's just such a fascinating time to hear about like different ways to release some of this trap trauma.
Yeah. Agreed. And bring out your better self.
Yeah.
I'm just so
Virtually.
scared. What if it's like bad for me?
So
you know?
I'm scared because like the last thing I ever want to do is get sick, right?
Me too. I don't like throwing up.
I hate throwing
I
up,
don't
you
wanna
guys.
throw up.
I don't want to throw up.
So that's the
Please.
same along lines of why I'm scared. When every time I hear ayahuasca, I'm always
I'm
like,
like,
all I think about is throw up.
Yes.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind. It's like, I don't want to do that. I'm sorry.
And
So-
I did with mushrooms.
Okay.
So
You
that-
did throw up?
because I ate
Yeah.
too many.
Yeah, you know how
I
you're
ate
talking
too
about,
many.
I'm laughing because you're talking about microdosing and how it opens up different paths for you.
Yeah.
You just hit a brick wall when you did yours. You're like,
Yeah. No, no.
bam, you know,
Yeah.
you did. You crashed and burned pretty fast on that
I
one.
remember like the person who I got him from
But
the.
did she really? Like,
Well, I mean, she
look at-
got, she got her out of body thing that she needed
I had
to know.
at that time in my
Right.
life, what was
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I, 16, 17 years old? Like it was very transformational. And
Okay.
I like made me leave my boyfriend that I'd been dating all throughout high school.
Got it.
So it was just, yeah, I would consider it again. But I remember the guy, he's like, okay, he's like, let me tell you something about these shrooms. He's like, I do them a lot. He's like, only take 3. Seriously. He's like,
you
but
probably should have just taken
And
one.
remember, and when
I took like the whole bag.
See, but by the way, this is why when you talk to someone of an experienced drug user and they give you the wrong info, it's like someone telling me like, you know, okay, so I'm going to go a lighter form of that. And like, and by the way, I love my drugs, people. So I'm good with my stuff. But
we
here's,
know.
no, but I'm going to literally say that like, it's someone telling me because I don't like spicy food. So if
Yeah.
someone goes, this is not spicy at all. And, but yet they're an experienced spicy person. I
Right.
take one little bit, I'm like, I
Yeah.
need water.
Yeah.
It's like, there's different levels. Like
Totally.
start me off with baby steps first before you throw me down loop of take 3, no more than 3. How many is this guy taking if you say no more than 3 then? That's the funny part about this. So
Yeah.
it's crazy.
That's funny. My high school boyfriend, my first love, he cheated on me with my best friend too. Fucker.
What the?
I think that's a thing in high school.
Really?
Yeah, by the way, I never dated in
cheat
high
on
school.
you,
Never
like with
dated
your
in high
best
school, so.
friend? So you lose your boyfriend and your best friend.
Well, don't they write movies about this shit all the
It's-
time? Where it's like every high school movie we see the same through line.
I mean, I get it. We live in Montana. Everyone knows each other,
Right.
so there wasn't a lot to pick from.
Right.
But
Right. Very incestuous state.
yeah, it kind of was. But
I love Montana.
Montana's so great. I love it too.
How
But
often do you go back to Montana then, by the way?
I try to go back in the summertime.
Okay.
Because I mean, it is great where I'm from. I'm from the Flathead Valley, Kalispell, Big Fork, Whitefish, Polson, and I mean, I think we were rated 4th cloudiest area in the United States. So we had a lot of seasonal affective disorder going on
Okay.
because we very rarely saw the sun. But in the summertime, we had 2 bright sunny months, and it was the best time of your life. So I don't know if it was just like being closed off from the sun and then
Yeah.
getting actually vitamin D to love it so much.
Hence
or-
all the cheating. See?
but
Hence those summer months. See? It's
yeah,
like summer
I love
love.
Montana. I try to go back. The song I wrote, I mentioned Montana, so we'll probably go back, shoot the music video up there,
Okay.
much as I can.
All right. So getting back to music now, I know the industry's changed a lot.
So much.
You've mentioned something like, in your next song that you're writing. CDs, albums, do those still exist in
Obsolete,
theory?
just like a fax machine, I swear.
Yeah. Okay. So people just are they're just turning out tracks now. It's like the best way to do it now.
Unless you are Miranda Lambert or, someone of that capacity,
Gotcha.
Carrie Underwood.
Okay.
They say that you can't really release albums anymore. You need to
No.
release singles. And if you release an EP, you got to release the one at a time
Okay.
to get the plays. Because people their attention span.
Yeah. Well, we see how we were with Netflix, like you said. I mean,
Yeah.
we
I
bend
would
stuff like so
almost
fast.
think that's like a benefit though, because then you can put out your best stuff instead of people having to create, 8 to 12 songs.
A
Yeah.
theme of your life around
Right.
this
Got it.
album. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the 4 songs that I just recorded, so American Revolution, a little bit patriotic. Don't, that's like the breakup song.
Okay.
Breakfast Song is a total lover song, ode to your man. And then I wrote a song called Clothes Off, but I originally wrote it as Gloves Off. Like the visual in my mind was like after a boxing match, they're like throwing off their boxing gloves and like just going at it because, anyways. Everyone kept requesting Clothes Off. I'd sing it live and they're like, "Oh my gosh, we love that song you played last week, Clothes Off." I was like, "Clothes off, gloves off," and then I changed the song. I was
Okay.
like, "Oh, is that too dirty?"
No.
And then I was like, "It's
like
such
it.
a fun song,
Oh,
you
that's
guys.
good.
It's so cool."
Ooh, I'm
So
gonna have to check it out.
yeah,
I'm gonna write it down.
I'll send it to
Okay.
you.
Yeah,
So
send it
now
to
you
me.
gave me another question though. So if you're writing, like, you're releasing one at a time, which is actually almost a better fit. What about, and you were just mentioning if someone came up with an album, you have to have this tone to it, right?
Yeah.
Do the tones change? Do you feel like the tones would change too much for some artists? Because, we all, like for yourself, I'm sure you go one way, you can go another way
Yeah.
and different things. But do you feel like a similar tone will keep an audience more interested?
I don't know. Like
Okay.
just like you were saying, because the music industry has changed
Yeah.
so much
Right.
lately. And I've never been able to put myself in a box. Like
Okay.
that's why I'm just now releasing my music. It's because I finally found the right producer. I've sold songs before. I wrote a song and I sold it to ABC Switched at Birth on an episode.
Nice.
It just wasn't me. It was very bubblegum pop, and there was other hands in the pot, and I just if labels are involved and what
Yeah.
you can and can't do there. So I really waited until I could authentically come out as myself.
Okay.
And in that song American Revolution, I say, this is who I am, and it's not totally in alignment with the industry a lot of the times. But even the people that played on it that are in the industry, I mean, they were like shaking my hand and they said, it's really cool that a woman is saying this and speaking up, even if it doesn't align with our views, because it just doesn't happen a whole lot. And it takes someone with courage and
Yeah.
bravery. So it's cool to see someone do it. So I was
Okay.
like, thank you.
Okay. Now, go ahead, Jamie. You're
Do
gonna
you
say
shoot
something?
guns and fish?
I do. I need more practice. So I was in school in a program hooked on fishing, not on drugs.
Ah, okay.
So I've been gutting rainbow trout for a long time.
So fly fishing in Montana?
Yeah, I've never gone fly fishing, but like it's the best spot for fly fishing. Like,
Yes.
all of our friends fly
Right.
fish. Like
Okay.
I got all connections up there if we want to go do it. Horseback riding in Glacier National Park, you
Let's
name
go.
it. Okay.
Let's go this summer.
Let's do it.
Okay, and then one other thing. I have to cut you off. Going back to like the clothes off.
Yeah.
How long do you hang out with someone before you sleep with them? Is there a time period, or do you just
That's an interesting question because my mind tells me different than my body,
Okay.
as all of ours does. My mind tells me as soon as guys get sex, they're like done, or not done, but like
Conquered.
conquered. Like I read this like meme the other day that was like, once you get, it was with, I'm like, once you get effed, you're effed. Like it's just, that's what it is. So I think if you sleep with someone too soon, yeah, you're not gonna get like the soul connection that I desire. Have I done it before? Yeah.
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 But I've also like, it's been a mistake.
Right. Right.
What do you think as a guy?
As a guy, I feel like yes, I agree with you.
You do?
But I also know. But I was also thinking something when you said. I go, but sometimes, what if that guy gets? They can also get hooked. If it's good enough,
That's
you're gonna
true.
get hooked, and then
That's
all of a sudden
true.
you want to create more of a deeper connection. Sometimes as well.
I think that happens with me. Also, when I sleep with someone, I know that about myself.
Yeah.
So if I like go and sleep with them, there's like an 85% chance that I'm gonna like
Create a bond.
create some sort of romantic bond as women do. So I'm like very conscious of like what bonds I'm creating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's an energy exchange.
It's a cord cut. Like you have to do a whole spirit. Like I'm very spiritual too. And me and my best friend, we were like, let's write down every single guy we've ever been with from the beginning. Cause that was part of her mother ayahuasca journaling. Cause like there's this whole like cord cutting ceremony that you're supposed to do with any person that you've ever been romantic
Yes.
with.
Okay.
And just to honor them and honor yourself and then call back your energy.
Interesting.
I just did
I
that
like
recently with the last person that I was with. I had to visually like cut the cord and release like any and all ties.
Did you feel any bodily, did you actually have any like reactions emotionally, physically?
Well, maybe just because you're saying this, I ended up getting sick.
Yeah,
like
I was
2
just gonna
days,
s-
Oh, wow.
2 days after.
I am goosebumping right now. I knew that you got sick.
But I didn't.
Just like I had this visual of you. Look how my
Wow.
skin
yeah,
is
that's
sticking
Yeah.
out.
crazy. But I would have never put the two together until you just said it. Like I have chills.
Oh, I'm
too.
chilling right now too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it literally, made
So
me sick.
when you
and
do
then-
those cord cuttings, that's what can happen. Is like you're literally detoxifying, or not even like toxifying, but you are cleansing your energy and their
Right.
energy out, because there's this little invisible string.
Yeah.
That's so
And then
crazy.
I said, I'm going to, I was just telling you too, remember? I said, I'm going to focus on myself. Like I just, I'm going to enjoy, like, cause I love being single. Like I love my own space. I love doing what I want when I want. But as soon as I did that, it was probably like 5 days later, someone else like came
Knocking at the door.
and I was like, oh my God, you're like, he's almost everything that I had like visualized.
Right.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
in a partner, and it's still like new, and I'm not I don't feel like I'm completely open yet,
Yeah.
but I'm like, I've just been thinking
That's
it's so
when it
ironic.
happens.
But you can explore. There's
Yes.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So I'm
yeah.
definitely like, I'm open to the potential, but I'm still happy and enjoying
That's me too.
Yeah.
being in my space.
Right. See, I admire the fact that, first of all, like, because I know that you've been single for a minute, and you've been single for a moment, a minute and a moment. I've never had.
can say longer than a moment,
Okay,
okay.
all right, almost 6 years. Okay, It's been a long time. All right. So, open up the barn doors. Open up those barn doors. Okay. All right. So no, but for me, it's like I don't know if, like, I was thinking about you this morning as I was on the plane. I was like, have I ever been single longer than X amount of time? And I have not. Like it's not like I go from relationship to relationship. I've been
You
fortunate.
do, though.
But what I'm getting at is I felt like I've been fortunate to meet the right person that I want to be with for a while, because I am picky. It's
Yeah.
like I'm not just a guy who just go, oh, let's start dating. It's like
Right.
I know myself well enough, and I also visualize and put myself out there. If I'm looking at you going, okay, where's this going to go down the road? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not looking at now, I'm looking like farther down the road.
Me too.
Okay. and
That's why it's so hard, I feel like.
Right. So, but for me, I felt like I've been fortunate enough to always meet a really great girl that would be the next one that I would date. And it's been quick.
So are you lucky? Because I feel like she's
Well, that's what I was
a
saying.
great
I don't.
catch.
No, I
How
feel like you're an
come-
amazing catch. So yeah.
So why has it taken 6 years for her?
Because
Because I'm not on stage.
I know why
doing
too.
shit all
I'm
the time.
emotionally unavailable. And so
Okay.
I would seek out men that are also emotionally unavailable. AKA, like I had a phone relationship with someone for 13 years.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
And then when my therapist said, so you could have a 13-year-old kid together? I was like, ugh. Wow, that really puts things into perspective. I'm done now.
That's crazy.
Like, yeah, I was like, whoa, I've been comfortable with this for 13 years.
Wow. See, okay, I'm not comfortable with that. So maybe that's
Yeah,
why,
I'm
but I
not
feel like,
either.
so there's differences. And she's right about that, by the way, going back to you. Like that, you seem like you're an amazing cat. So any guy would be lucky to have someone like you. Like your energy,
thank you.
you're funny as shit. Like you're beautiful. You have all these things going for you. You're a great catch. So
Thank
I'm
you.
sure when you're ready,
Yeah,
the timing will be right.
And like I said, it's not that like people aren't knocking at my door. It's like, I got to knock at my own door and figure out
Right.
like, why are you so like keeping everyone right here, at arm's length?
I don't feel like you're totally closed off. Though.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm
I think
not.
that
Yeah,
it's someone
not at
just
all.
hasn't come in and
You're
knocked
right.
your socks off. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I don't see you going
So-
into the what is it? Not the monastery. What is it? The nunnery. anytime soon.
No, I'm not
So
at the
you're not like
nunnery.
that, Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
but I wonder though, like 6 years, don't you want to have sex? Don't you miss
Yeah,
like
I do.
But you
that?
have been having sex. I
I
thought
have
you
no.
in
Let's
between
to
all
be
this.
freaking honest with you.
Okay.
I straight up have not had sex for at least 2 years.
Okay, because so I
don't you
listen
miss
well.
it?
Yeah.
Don't
Oh
you want
yeah.
someone to,
By
like,
the
touch
way,
you?
I'm staying at the Cosmo, and like I was falling asleep last night at midnight, and I just heard people just banging hard, just like moaning, all of it, and I was like, this is the first time I've ever heard people fucking in Vegas.
Right.
Like you'd think it'd be like
all
an
the time.
right?
Yeah.
Have you guys experienced that before?
I have. I
You
was
have?
like in Hawaii and I'm like, I know they have a fucking baby over there. How are they fucking every night? Like, is the baby watching? Like,
Yeah,
where's the baby?
they don't care.
There's a fire alarm and I see him come out and I'm looking at him and they're looking at me and they're like, I know she knows. And I'm like, I fucking know what you're doing.
I know
in
your
there.
screaming wasn't from that fire, okay?
Right?
Oh my god, that's so funny.
So-
Oh my god, Kassi, you've been amazing. We can run with you all day long. I know we're gonna have to cut this short because there's some other things going on. But I want before we get you to winding down this today, we have a question of the day for you.
Oh.
So you're gonna start this one off. All right, hey Christopher and Jamie, 20-something-year-old female, and have to say I took your advice from a previous episode about ghosting, which I realized I did a lot, and decided to communicate with a person instead of just doing the disappearing act. And I let him know in person that I'm just not interested in seeing him anymore. He took it really well. So thank you for that. Now into bigger issues. I've realized I've been afraid of getting close to people in fear of getting hurt, probably because my parents went through a nasty divorce when I was young. And this is why I've ghosted so many. How do I allow myself to just be in the moment with someone without sabotaging it?
I think it's the inner work again with this. Like she sounds a lot like me. Self-sabotaging, and especially in relationships, I think I do it too. And I think I'd go straight for like the first way to self-sabotage is
Okay.
like the Instagram thing or social media. You look for stuff.
Yes.
Right.
So I think you just really have to work on trust with yourself and with the other person. And again, there's so many red flags these days that it's almost hard to
Yeah.
say. And I'm not sure I should be the one advising as I'm 6 years single. But
How do you work on the trust though?
you have to spend time together, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Like-
but you mentioned something, and this is going off the trust thing you just said. It's like how you mentioned red flags. Are these your red flags, or are these somebody giving you the vibes of giving off those red flags? There's a difference. Because I know, like you're saying, if you're already creating these little stories and scenarios in your head,
Yeah.
are you creating those red flags
Yes.
and not allowing those flags to
That's
go
why
down?
she said self-sabotage.
Yeah.
Right, but that's why I just want to be.
So if I already have like a handbook of like, here are my red flags.
yeah,
You
need to
know,
burn that book, by the way. I need to go in the
Throw
file.
along with my journals.
I love the color red.
Yeah, give me a big bouquet of red flags, okay? It's the self-sabotage with just looking for things. Why even if you trust them like on the phone and they seem like they have everything that you could possibly want, let me look for something that
Okay.
probably is gonna hurt me. You know, like you just
And
go to
when
their
you find
Instagram.
it, when you find
I
out
do
it's
that.
wrong, do you say, "Hey, I just went on your Instagram. I was trying to look."
Then
for
you
somebody,
sound
it was wrong."
crazy.
Yeah,
Then
no,
you sound-
you don't.
I don't know.
You don't say that.
Okay,
you keep it in the bank.
Okay.
I do because I do sometimes keep it in the bank, but sometimes I'll be honest and then I'll say how I feel, and they're like, okay, that annoys me that you just looked at like who I'm following and blah 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 blah. It's
Yeah.
too much.
If
And
they
then
get defensive,
they get
then
defensive, then I'm
I'd
like, I'm
be
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, but that's why I was
But if
asking.
they acknowledge, then
Right.
there's hope.
And what if they laugh it off? Like I usually, when someone if I've had people do that to me, I just go, "No, thank you for checking, though, but that's not what I do."
Yeah.
How would you respond to that answer? It makes you feel a little bit more relaxed now,
Yeah, it
because they're
does.
not thinking you're crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's what the response should
Then
be.
I would
If you-
ask more questions.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But as long as the guy that you know that you're asking these questions, he sits there and takes it like, "What else do you want to know?" and they answer them just completely honest in your eye, then that's a good person.
Yeah.
So that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But you
looking
gotta you've got to be able to put that out there
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah.
So you hear that, sabotager? That's
Okay.
I just answered the rest of that question.
Yeah.
So
I
very
like
good answer.
it.
I love your answer. By
Thank
the
you.
way. So
Yeah,
Jamie,
me
what do you
too.
think? By the way.
Well, I'm kind of agreeing
Okay.
with her.
Okay.
Like I think I do the same thing, like with the self-sabotage.
Okay.
But I like her answer, like kind of doing that inner work
Yeah.
and being like okay with you first. Because whatever we carry, we're gonna pass on. So until we're like completely whole,
yeah.
then it's kind of unfair to jump into anything else.
Okay. And off
So
that
it
note.
has to do with like a lot of self-work.
Okay. And
Yeah.
off of that note, the self-work, and you had said something, like, and I asked you, like, what about the red flags? And you said, well, no, I said, if you asked that person, if you checked and they were wrong, you said, no, you put it in your bank. That's self-sabotaging extra. So you're saving this stuff in. So why not with the ayahuasca stuff or burning off that cutting the cord shit you guys just talking about, using that and just ask the person.
The reason why is because
Just ask the person.
well,
Just ask the person. Sorry, Jamie. Whatever you're gonna say, I'm just gonna say, just ask the
Because
person.
when you ask, sometimes you ruin it by asking.
I get that, but that's on them. That's not your own.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's on you
it
too.
is on us.
Is it,
so
though?
it's-
for being crazy, girl.
I'm gonna say about the
The
wee-wee.
reason why you save it is because you want to be for sure.
Okay,
You want to
okay,
make
that
sure
that I'll
that you're
go with.
not
I'll
like.
go with that.
I want to make sure that it's not because typically it's always a you issue.
Right, I get that.
So when we have like issues, it's not usually their problem.
Right.
It's our own problem. So we have to know to look. I have to know to look within myself and be like, okay, am I creating this? Is this the thing? Is this something that's going to bother me?
That I get, because then again, if the person could make you feel crazy twice at this point, because if you were wrong and he was really doing what he was doing,
Yes.
now you're
Yeah.
doubly crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yep,
then,
I get that.
then it's all about timing.
Yeah.
So then you wait
True.
for the time, and then you bring it up at the appropriate time. If I'm still in that space.
Yes.
Okay.
Timing is everything.
Maybe we should bring Kassi back for my 100% certified episode. Travis, there's an episode on that about crazy, 100% certified.
Oh, no.
5150.
All right, guys, Kassi,
love
first of all,
it.
I just want to say you're fucking awesome.
Oh,
and I
thank
just
you.
like your music, everything, where you
Yes.
you have a new fan. So
Oh,
over
thanks,
Me
here.
guys.
too. I
Yeah,
can't
so-
wait to
I'm fans of
listen.
yours.
Yeah, we're appreciative of you coming on our show. And
Thanks for
Jamie,
having me.
before we close out, I'm going to ask you, do you anything you want to plug? You got some stuff going on. I know you mentioned your new song.
Well, I'm gonna have a lot of new music coming out. So
Okay.
if you guys could just subscribe to me on Spotify, Kassi Jayde, you'll have the music right when it drops. So dropping a lot of
And,
songs in the next
sorry,
couple
one more
months.
thing. For people who are across the country, like when you're in Nashville, wherever, do you have certain spots that you play at?
I always play at the W.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm a big W girl.
Okay, that's
so
great.
W Scottsdale. I'll play at the W Nashville.
Great.
And just a lot of stuff to be announced soon.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Me too.
I think we should make a trip and come see
Nashville.
I would
Yeah.
love that.
Let's
yeah.
do it.
Okay, I'm in for that. Jamie, what are you plugging?
I'm big shout out to Mojo Precision.
Okay.
They're based out of Vegas, and they are cleaning up brass, and so really helping within the firearm industry in that aspect. So
Awesome.
big
Nice.
shout out to them.
Great. All right. I am shout out list today, people. So, but I just want to say you can follow us at anything dating intelligence and me at Fetch Sport on all social media pages and stuff like that. Guys, this has been a great episode. Kassi, thank you for coming on
Thank you
today.
guys.
All right. We are out today, people.
All
Thank
right.
you.